Hello and welcome to this special show, Time to Calm Nerves in Manipur. At a time when apprehensions over the outcome of the Naga arrangement continue to run high in Manipur, Chief Minister N Biren Singh has delivered a strong reassurance that the interests of the state, be it the territorial integrity or administrative unity, special care will be taken to ensure that none of them are affected. This assurance comes after Biren Singh returned from Delhi just a couple of days ago, his second visit in a span of around 15 days. However, despite this, there seems to be no end to the apprehensions in state. Only today, a Congress delegation, all 20 MLAs of the party, left for Delhi to know firsthand the status of things and ascertain whether Manipur would indeed be immune to developments surrounding the Naga arrangement. Meanwhile, another interesting development that took place in the last 2 days is that a delegation of the Naga Murders Association was in Manipur in a bid to reach out to the various stakeholders and call for peace. The anime delegation has termed its visit fruitful. However, again coming back to the Chief Minister's statement, despite N Biren Singh's strong assurance and all the other developments, reports of protest over the Naga issue are still coming in from Manipur. The big question that we are asking here is that isn't it time to probably put a halt and to the protests and wait for things to settle? After all, the leader of an elected government has given an assurance in public that the interests of the state will be protected, the territorial integrity will not be compromised with, the administrative unity has been protected. To discuss more on this, we'll be joined by guests from both Manipur capital Imphal and Shillong. Our Kohima correspondent Sarah Konyak will also join us. Khuraija Mathoba, the Secretary General of UCM and a senior COCOMI leader, is joining us from Imphal. But before we get on with the discussion, let's listen in to what Chief Minister N Biren Singh actually had to say in his first public, the media that he addressed yesterday after coming from Delhi. Let's listen to what exactly he had to say on the entire matter.
We firmly trust on our leadership. Whatever the assurance given by the Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Union Home Minister, I think that will keep their word. We firmly believe in our leadership, and that's why I'm requesting to the people of the state to come and let us see. They will invite the stakeholder. Let us go together and let us interact with the authority, Union Home Minister. Then one final solution. Already commitment has been given by the Honorable Union Home Minister that territorial boundary of Manipur will not be affected, and the administrative structure of the state will be protected. I think that is enough.
Did the Union Home Minister also stated that this Naga settlement will be confined within the Nagaland?
No, you see, just already without taking the consent and the consultation with the stakeholder, no concrete decision, final decision is going to be taken place. And the main issue is in Nagaland. And the demand of Nagaland, Greater Nagaland, has categorically rejected. That means it's confining only in the Nagaland state.
So can the public of Manipur can indirectly assume that this final settlement of Naga will be confined within Nagaland because there is no issues of any Greater Nagaland demands?
I think no Greater Nagaland demand. Greater Nagaland demand were there, but central government and the NSNIM agreed mutually not to cross the boundaries. I think that kind of things.
So mincing no words, the Manipur Chief Minister there saying no question of Greater Nagaland, and whatever the solution is, that will be confined to the state of Nagaland. Moreover, most importantly, the administrative structure of Manipur and its territorial integrity would be protected. I would like to go to Khuraija Mathoba in Imphal. Mr. Mathoba, clearly the Chief Minister has given a very, very strong assurance this time. I'm sure the Lokom, you would like to take note of that, and probably is it the time for a let-up in protests and the apprehensions, at least for now?
After listening to what our Honorable Chief Minister has expressed yesterday in a press conference, from since early morning today until just few hours back, we have been having a series of consultations with various intellectuals, scholars, and advisors, consultants, and many other groups. And it has been resolved that just now we just concluded our press conference, and the people don't buy what the Honorable Chief Minister has assured to the people. It is not satisfactory. Whatever has been said verbally, this has been, rhetorically going on for the last couple of years since 2017. In the year 2017, the Honorable Prime Minister has given a verbal assurance saying that the interest of the people of Manipur will not be compromised. After that, when the Prime Minister visited Manipur in an election rally in the same year, again he repeated the same, same word that the interest of Manipur will not be, disturbed, and even the word Manipur is not in the peace talks, and even in the framework agreement. And later, the Honorable Home Minister of India has given us multiple times of such kind of assurances verbally. So now, if the government is really serious of what their leaders from the center has expressed to the state leaders, then we definitely would want, the people would definitely want a return in return. We want a return assurances saying that no interest of the people of Manipur and its integrity will be affected in the final conclusion of the peace talk. And having said that, if the government says that the territorial boundary of Manipur is not going to be affected, the administrative integrity is not going to be affected, then what is the need for consultation with the people of Manipur? If the talk is going to be confined only in the state of Nagaland, as claimed by our Chief Minister and Mr. R.N. Ravi in a press briefing in Silchar day before yesterday, if they are going to confine it only in the state of Nagaland, then Manipur has no role to play. Therefore, if they are able to provide a written assurances in all the aspects what they have just clarified, then people will consider it.
But again,
otherwise, rhetoric statement. We don't buy any more rhetoric statement.
But Khuraija Mathoba, he is an elected chief minister. He is an elected chief minister of a state. He has come out on public to state that, take my assurance, I have met the Union Home Minister, I have met the Prime Minister, and in no way the interests of the state will be protected. Probably the center has its own concerns in what you are seeking, a written black and white assurance on things. Probably there are some technicalities and it will come on time. But as of now, at least there has been a very strong assurance from an elected chief minister. Shouldn't the protesters at least respect that for the time being, temporarily, and take his words? Because he has very clearly stated this in public domain. I mean, you can hold him accountable for this later if you have to. But can this...
See, on October 3rd, we had when we had our last meeting, we had our last meeting with the cabinet colleague and the chief minister at his office. He himself, we come to an agreement that the content of the concluded peace talks, wherever Manipur is concerned, we want it to be retrieved from the center, so that whether it may be officially or unofficially, and it was not fulfilled till date. On the other hand, we also asked the government to hold on a special assembly session so that the entire issues can be, legitimately discussed in the floor of the house, and so that people can be, taken into confidence. That one also they haven't fulfilled it. They keep evading all those assurances which we
But
come into,
how does a
agreement.
technically how does a special assembly session help when after all it's the center which will be taking the decision? The state government has made its stand clear. Chief Minister Biren Singh has already said
we
that
don't care the decision of the center.
Fine.
We don't care.
Fine, but the state government
taken by the center.
You already have
what
that.
we care is what our state government should stand for. Where our state government should stand. What we care is where our government should stand, where they need to, take the people's aspirations into confidence. For that, they need to, prove it in action, not in words. Words can be, diverted. Words can be misinterpreted from time to time, and we cannot buy on that thing. And this rhetoric has been going on for last 2-3 years. Therefore, we want a return assurance even from the state government.
Okay,
if they are not being able to,
I'll get back
it
to
from
you.
the center, we will be happy if the state government provides that.
I'll get back to you on this. We're being joined from Shillong by Ms. Patricia Mukim, the editor of the Shillong Times. Welcome, Ms. Patricia Mukim, to Northeast Live. There's a lot of confusion still now over the Naga talks issue. Despite assurances by the centre to the state government that Manipur's territorial integrity would not be compromised with, the administrative structure will not be compromised with. There is a lot of apprehension in the state, protests going on, continuous protests for the last 15 to 20 days. Do you think the centre has, in some way or the other, has kept the communications with the state, especially with the stakeholders, for too late in the day to discuss things, and therefore this confusion which we are facing in the region now? I think we have a connection. We're facing issues with. We are facing some issues on the connection issues there. Well, another significant development took place in the last 2 days. The Naga Mothers Association, a delegation of the NMA visited Manipur on what we call a goodwill mission. They held talks with Kuki women groups, the Mera Paivis, and also the Kokomi. The NMA has termed the meeting as fruitful and look forward to peace despite what happens at the end of when the solution comes out. Let's listen in to what the Naga Mothers delegation had to say after meetings with the stakeholders in Manipur.
We have come up to meet the Mera Paibis. We are friends with the Mera Paibis. We have shared a Peace Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013. We continue the same relations here, and that is why we are here in Manipur. We would like to assure the people of Manipur that it is important to look at each other as neighbors, as brothers and sisters, and I think that's the message we want to convey here. Whatever the government of India decides, I'm sure it will also take into consideration the voices of the people. We're really grateful to the Kokomi. We've had a very fruitful discussion. Both sides have conveyed our concerns, and I think we have all reiterated that we are waiting for a time of peace and to live as neighbors. And we hope that the government of India also will take the concerns of the people from both the states and ensure that there is peace in the days ahead. The appeal of the Naga mothers here has been for peace within the region and within our two states, and we hope for a peaceful solution in the days to come.
Naga Mothers Association is having a long relationship since 2013, where we shared the Peace Award, that has Lifetime Peace Award, that has been given to us by Times of India. And anytime that we feel that we need peace and get together, this is our most appealing that we should come and meet at this juncture. They have shared their concerns, and a lot has been shared amongst the different members present today. And so when we go back, we will be meeting different peoples in our communities and convey what they have told us today.
Well, we heard the Naga Mothers Association leaders there. It's a great gesture to be there on a goodwill mission. We'll be joined by Sarah Konyak on how Nagaland has reacted to the visit. But before that, we'll take a very short break. Don't go anywhere.